The Nile River, a name whispered with reverence, a watery serpent winding its way through the arid heart of Africa. For millennia, it has captivated our imaginations. It is a symbol of life, a source of sustenance. The Nile is more than just a river. It is a lifeline. Flowing north for over 6,650 kilometers, the Nile is Earth's longest river. Its journey begins in the mountains of Central Africa, where two main tributaries, the White Nile and the Blue Nile, converge. From there, the Nile carves a path through 11 countries. It nourishes their lands and sustains their people. The Nile's basin, a vast area encompassing over 3 million square kilometers, is home to a tapestry of cultures and ecosystems. The river's influence is profound. It dictates the rhythm of life for millions. It is a source of food, water, and transportation. The Nile is a source of endless fascination. Its waters teem with life, from crocodiles and hippos to a dazzling array of fish. Along its banks, papyrus reeds sway in the breeze. They provide habitat for countless bird species. The Nile's annual floods are legendary. They deposit fertile silt on the surrounding land. This natural irrigation made agriculture possible in an otherwise unforgiving environment. This predictable cycle of flooding shaped the lives of those who lived along the riverbanks. The Nile's beauty is undeniable. Sunsets over the river are breathtaking. The sky transforms into a canvas of fiery hues. The water reflects the colors, creating a mirror image of the heavens. The Nile's significance extends far beyond its natural splendor. It is intrinsically linked to the rise of one of the world's most influential civilizations, ancient Egypt. The Egyptians revered the Nile as a god. They understood its importance to their very existence. The Nile provided the Egyptians with everything they needed to thrive. Its waters irrigated their crops. Its floods deposited fertile soil. The river served as a highway for trade and transportation. The Nile was their lifeline, their protector, their deity. The ancient Egyptians built their cities and monuments along the Nile's banks. The pyramids of Giza, Luxor's Temple of Karnak, and the Valley of the Kings all stand as testaments to the Nile's enduring influence. These architectural marvels are not merely stones and mortar. They are embodiments of a civilization that flourished thanks to the river's life-giving waters. The Nile River, a liquid lifeline coursing through the desert. For the ancient Egyptians, it was more than a river. It was a god. Hapi, the god of the annual flood, brought fertility and prosperity. His arrival each year meant life itself. The Nile's predictable floods were the heartbeat of Egyptian civilization. They deposited rich silt onto the land. This natural fertilizer allowed farmers to cultivate crops. Wheat, barley, flax, all flourished in the fertile Nile Valley. This abundance of food led to a surplus. People were free to pursue other endeavors. Art, architecture, and engineering flourished. The Nile's bounty allowed the Egyptians to build one of the most enduring civilizations in history. The Egyptians developed ingenious irrigation systems. Canals and ditches diverted the floodwaters. This ensured a constant supply of water for their crops. They learned to harness the Nile's power. The Nile's influence is visible everywhere in ancient Egyptian culture. Their mythology, their art, their very lives revolved around the river. The pharaoh, the god-king, was believed to control the Nile's floods. The pyramids, those colossal monuments to the pharaohs, stand as testaments to the Nile's power. The massive stones used in their construction were transported on barges. The river was their highway. It connected the entire kingdom. The Egyptians believed in life after death. They buried their dead with provisions for the afterlife. Tombs were often decorated with scenes of the Nile. Fishing, farming, and the afterlife itself were all intertwined with the river. The Nile was not just a geographical feature, it was the central artery of the Egyptian civilization. It shaped their beliefs, their culture, and their destiny. The ancient Egyptians left behind a treasure trove of knowledge. Their astronomical observations, their mathematics, their understanding of medicine, all bore the mark of the Nile. They developed a calendar based on the river's floods. Their hieroglyphic writing system, a tapestry of symbols and pictures, often depicted scenes from daily life along the Nile. The river was their canvas, their inspiration, their muse. Even today, the Nile continues to shape the lives of millions. Modern cities like Cairo, Aswan, and Luxor stand as testaments to the river's enduring legacy. The Aswan High Dam, a marvel of modern engineering, controls the Nile's floods, providing electricity and irrigation for millions. The Nile is a testament to the power of nature. It is a river that has nurtured civilizations, inspired artists, and shaped the course of history. Its legacy continues to flow through time, a timeless reminder of the vital connection between humanity and the natural world. The Nile River, a vibrant tapestry of cultures woven along its banks. From the sands of Egypt to the heart of Africa, the Nile has shaped the destinies of countless peoples. Its waters have witnessed the rise and fall of empires, the birth and evolution of traditions. The Nile Valley is a melting pot of languages, religions, and customs. Ancient Nubia, a civilization that rivaled Egypt in its splendor, flourished along the river's banks. The Nubians were renowned for their archery skills, their trade networks, and their distinctive culture. Further south, the Nile flows through the lands of ancient Ethiopia, a Christian kingdom with a rich history. Here, the Blue Nile, a major tributary, begins its journey, eventually merging with the White Nile to form the majestic river we know. The Nile's influence extends beyond the borders of nations. It is a unifying force, connecting people across vast distances. For centuries, it has been a vital trade route, facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures. Life along the Nile is intimately connected to the river's rhythm. The annual floods, once a source of both awe and anxiety, have shaped the agricultural practices and cultural traditions of the people. Farmers have long relied on the Nile's floods to irrigate their fields. They have developed ingenious methods of harnessing the floodwaters, channeling them into canals and reservoirs to sustain their crops during the dry season. The Nile's bounty has also influenced the culinary traditions of the region. Fish, caught fresh from the river, is a staple food for many communities. Fruits and vegetables, grown in the fertile soil deposited by the floods, add flavor and sustenance to their diets. The Nile's rhythm is not just about sustenance. It is about a way of life, a deep connection between humanity and nature. The river's ebb and flow dictate the pace of life, influencing everything from planting and harvesting seasons to religious festivals and social gatherings. The Nile River, a muse for poets, a source of inspiration for storytellers. Its waters have flowed through countless tales, its beauty immortalized in song and verse. From ancient myths to modern literature, the Nile has captivated imaginations for millennia. These stories, passed down through generations, reflect the deep reverence they held for the Nile. The Nile's stories are not just confined to books and songs. They are woven into the fabric of everyday life. The Nile River, a timeless symbol of life and abundance. But this majestic river is facing unprecedented challenges. Human activities and environmental changes are taking their toll. The Nile, once a source of life, is now threatened. Pollution from industries, cities, and agriculture is poisoning the river. Chemical runoff, untreated sewage, and plastic waste contaminate the water. This endangers wildlife and threatens the health of millions who depend on the Nile for drinking water. Climate change is altering the Nile's flow. Rainfall patterns are becoming more erratic. This leads to more severe droughts and floods, disrupting agriculture and displacing communities. The delicate balance of the river is in jeopardy. Overpopulation is putting a strain on the Nile's resources. As populations grow, so too does the demand for water. This leads to water scarcity, conflicts over water rights, and increased pressure on the river's ecosystem. The Nile is being stretched thin. The Nile River ecosystem is incredibly diverse. It supports a vast array of plants, animals, and microorganisms, all interconnected in a delicate balance. However, human activities are disrupting this delicate web of life. The construction of dams, while providing hydroelectricity and irrigation, has altered the Nile's natural flow. This impacts fish migration patterns and disrupts the deposition of fertile silt downstream. The river's ability to replenish its own ecosystem is compromised. Overfishing, driven by increasing demand, is depleting fish populations in the Nile. This not only threatens biodiversity, but also impacts the livelihoods of millions who rely on fishing for their sustenance and income. The river's bounty is being overexploited. The introduction of invasive species, both intentionally and accidentally, is wreaking havoc on the Nile's native flora and fauna. These invasive species outcompete native species for resources, disrupting the natural balance of the ecosystem. The river's biodiversity is under attack. The challenges facing the Nile River are complex and multifaceted. However, there is still hope. By raising awareness and fostering cooperation, we can safeguard this lifeline. Governments, organizations, and individuals must work together. Investing in wastewater treatment facilities and promoting responsible waste management are crucial steps. We must stop treating the Nile like a dumping ground. By embracing sustainable practices, we can ensure this lifeline continues to flow. The Nile River, a timeless symbol of resilience. It has witnessed the rise and fall of empires, nourished countless generations, its rhythm a constant in a world of change. Despite challenges, the Nile endures. Its journey is a testament to the power of nature, a lifeline connecting diverse ecosystems and cultures. The Nile's flow is a metaphor for the enduring spirit of humanity. The future of the Nile River is inextricably linked to our own. As the global population continues to grow, so too will the demand for the Nile's precious water resources. Balancing the needs of a growing population with the imperative of environmental conservation will require innovative solutions and a shared commitment to sustainability. Embracing water-efficient technologies in agriculture, industry, and households will be crucial in reducing our reliance on the Nile's finite water resources. Investing in renewable energy sources, such as solar and wind power, can help alleviate the pressure on hydroelectric dams, allowing for a more natural flow of the river. International cooperation is paramount. The Nile Basin countries must work together to develop transboundary water management strategies that ensure equitable distribution of resources and promote sustainable development. This will require open dialogue, mutual understanding, and a shared vision for the future of the Nile Basin. The challenges are undeniable, but so too is the potential for positive change. By embracing a future where human development and environmental stewardship go hand in hand, we can ensure a vibrant and healthy Nile River for generations to come. The Nile River is not just a resource to be managed. It is a shared heritage, a symbol of our interconnectedness. Safeguarding its future is not merely a task for governments and organizations. It is a responsibility that falls upon each and every one of us. We can all contribute to a healthier Nile by making conscious choices in our daily lives. Reducing our water consumption, minimizing our environmental footprint, and supporting sustainable businesses are small but significant steps we can all take. Educating ourselves and future generations about the importance of the Nile River and the challenges it faces is crucial. By fostering a sense of stewardship and appreciation for this incredible natural wonder, we can inspire action and create a more sustainable future. The Nile River has flowed for millennia, a testament to the enduring power of nature. It is now our turn to ensure that its journey continues, its waters life-giving, its spirit unyielding. Let us be the generation that ensures the Nile's enduring flow, a beacon of hope for generations to come.